friends, and welcome to your second virtual art class. To remind you, my name is Ms. Krista, and I'm your art teacher. Today we are going to be learning something new and learning about the artist Jesper Johns. But first, I want to say thank you to all of you for sending me your sketchbook covers and those beautiful drawings. I really, really appreciate it. If you haven't gotten here yet, don't worry about it. It will happen, and just make sure you send me a picture of your sketchbook book cover when it's finished. Later on, we'll figure out and talk about what's going to have it on the inside, but for now, just work on the front and back cover. All right, so let's get started. Before we do, I want to introduce you to a brand new friend, and I think you're really going to like them. Hello. Oh, hi. What's your name? My name is Sammy Witch. Oh, it's nice to meet you, Sammy Witch. Thanks. I love all art. I love making sandwiches. I love making clay. I love painting. Well, Sammy, I think you're really, really going to love today's project. Sammy, have you met our other friend? No. Well, maybe you should meet our other friend and helper, Marcel. Hi. Who are you? My name is Sammy Witch. Marcel, were you not listening? I was taking a nap. Okay. All right. Well, this here Sammy Witch, she looks like she might be full of baloney. Excuse me, but I'm a vegetarian. Only cheese and veggies in this sandwich. Okay, sounds cool. Let's get started and learn about Jesper Johns. First, let's do our mantra to get ourselves ready to start creating. Now remember, a mantra is anything you can say to yourself to kind of help you get focused on what you're going to do. So, repeat after me. I am an artist. I create with my hands. I create with my head. I create with my heart. I can create anything. All right, let's go. So the first thing I'm going to do, friends, is share with you some information about Jesper Johns. So I'm going to try to share my computer screen. Sometimes it's a little tricky for me, but we are all learning and we will get it figured out. So I hope you are all having a great day and you are excited about learning about Jesper Johns. Here we go, found it. Excuse me. So this is Jesper Johns. This is a picture of him right here. And he was born a long time ago. He was born in Georgia, which is, as you know, one of our neighbors. So here's North Carolina, and Georgia is right here, this red state that's highlighted. After he lived in Georgia for a bit, he moved to South Carolina, and that's where he went to school, like middle school and high school, and that's where he lived. And he also went to some college. Then he moved to New York City, all the way up here, and that's where he moved to become an artist. He was a painter, and he painted things from our American culture. This kind of art is called pop art. Pop stands for popular. So it's known as popular culture. So one of his paintings is called Three Flags. And you can see how these three flags are stacked up on top of one another. And of course you can recognize this flag. This is our American flag. This, friends, is a little bit trickier to see. This painting is called Map. And if you look really, really, really close, you can kind of start to see the outline of the different states in our country. So here's Wisconsin. This is the state I'm from. And way down over here is North Carolina, the state that we're living in right now. So this is the type of art he created. The art that is going to inspire us, his painting called Colored Alphabet. And if you look at it closely, you can see all the letters of the alphabet. What else do you notice about this painting? You can take a minute and look at it and think about maybe the colors that you see, how it's painted, and then you can tell yourself by whispering the things that you notice, or if someone's sitting next to you right now, you can share your ideas with them. So this is the painting that's going to inspire us. Now, to be inspired, that is something like getting an idea or using it as, you know, a theme that we want to create, something like it. So we're going to use this painting to inspire us. Now we are going to use our name as the thing in our painting rather than the alphabet. So we're going to work on writing our name and then creating a beautiful artwork about it. We have two learning targets right now for this project. The first one says, I can use a variety of materials to create an original work of art. Now, variety means all different, and art materials are things like crayons, or marker, or pencil, or oil pastels. That's what art materials are. The second learning target is I can write my name and use it as inspiration to create my artwork. So we're going to work on writing our name neatly and big, and we're going to use it to inspire or give us an idea of what to use in order to create an original work of art. So let's get started. So you may have noticed in your art pack that you had a piece of paper that looked like this and a piece of paper that looked like this. This is for our Square One art project. Now, a Square One art project is something also that's called kind of like Art by Me. And what we do is we send this in to Square One Art, and they send us back these really cool stickers. And you have the chance to order things to send as gifts for your family or for your friends. And I'll send out more information about that later, but these are the two pieces of paper you have. We are going to glue eventually this paper to this paper. So you can just put this one aside and we don't need it, all right? So the first thing we're going to do, friends, is a lot of folding. You can see here, I'm going to zoom in a little bit. You can see here how this paper is all folded, all right? And it's made into little squares, all right? Well, I'm going to show you how to do that. So if you want to get out your piece of paper and follow along, that would be awesome. All right, here we go. I am going to make a hamburger fold. So what I do is I line up my pieces of paper just like this, and just do this nice and slow. And if you need help from your parent or your friend or whomever, just go for it. It's not a big deal. I'm going to hold it in the middle like that. I'm going to make sure it's all nice and lined up. What I'm going to do from this finger to this finger, I'm going to draw an imaginary line. Then I'm going to press down one way, and I'm going to press down the other way. So there's our fold. Now I'm going to open it up, and I'm going to take, and I am going to take this edge of my paper. You can see now there's a crease. There's a crease in the middle of my paper. I've made what I would call a valley. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the edge of this, and I'm going to line it up with that kind of imaginary line that's there. And I'm going to do my best to make sure it's nice and straight. Again, I'm going to poke it with my finger, okay? And then I'm going to rub it up and down. I'm going to give the paper a little massage, okay? And I'm going to open it up. Look, I have 1, 2. Now I'm going to do the same thing over on this side. I'm going to take this edge of the paper and I'm going to line it up with the one in the middle. I'm going to hold it here, draw a line, and massage the paper. Just like this. So now I have 1, 2, 3, 4. Once I have that, I'm going to rotate it, okay? And I'm going to do the same exact thing, but going the other way. So, once again, I'm going to take this side of the paper, and I'm going to make all new folds. I'm going to hold it here, draw an imaginary line, and massage with my finger. Open it, and you see how this line's a little bit crookedy? That's A-okay. Now I'm going to line and massage. And I am going to do the other side. Hold it, line, and massage. Now look, I have a piece of paper, and it's got 1, 2, 3, 4 cubes on the top, and 1, 2, 3, 4 cubes on the bottom, on the side. All right, you could count all the cubes if you wanted to, and work on your counting a little bit. I will leave that up to you. Now, for this project, here's my box. I'm going to get out a pencil, and I'm going to get out an eraser for now. And then I'm going to just put this back over here, out of the way. All right, here we go. Now, the first thing I like to do, friends, is I like to just draw these lines so I can kind of really see them. All right, and I'm not going to draw super dark. You don't want to draw super dark. You just want to be able to kind of outline them so you can see them a little bit better. You see that? There we go. Maybe that's better lighting. But I'm going to do that. And I'm going to make mine a little darker so you can see it. But I'm just going to outline these cubes so I can see them a little better. Or these squares. They're not cubes because they're not three-dimensional. But I am just outlining. Now look, now I can see my squares a whole lot better. All right? So my name is Krista. I'm going to write it out on this piece of paper for you. And you're going to see it backwards. All right, because of the camera angle. But I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 letters in my name. I'm going to put one letter in each box, all right? And look, I have 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, geez, it means I'm not going to be able to fit my entire name in these first 4 boxes. And that is okay, all right? So this is what we're going to do. We're going to start our letter at the top. Here is my K. I'm going to draw it nice and big, just like that. Now you can decide to use all capital letters if you wanted to, or you could use capital letters and a mix of lowercase letters. So these are, of course, lowercase letters, and this is a capital letter. So I am going to use all capital letters because I like the way that looks. And I am going to make a big R and an I, which is really difficult to make. And here is my S. Now, what do you think I do? Do you think I just make all the other letters here? No. I am going to go to the next line. And so now I have spelled out my entire name. You think I'm done? No. I'm going to start over with my name again. Now, some kids like to write their first name and then their last name. Some kids like to write their first name, then their middle name. I am just going to write my very first name. So I'm going to start with the K again. And then I'm going to go to R. Then I'm going to go to I. And then S, T, and A. Look, I wrote my name once, I wrote my name twice. And notice how big all my letters are. If you make your letters super, super small, I'm going to show you that on the back, then you're left with all of this space around the letter that you're going to have to fill in with other things. So try to, friends, make your letters nice and big. I'm going to keep going. I'm going to start with the K, R, I, S. And look, I won't finish my name, and that is A-OK. Now let's say for a second that there was something I didn't quite like and I needed to erase. One thing I want to show you is that when you're erasing, especially on a piece of paper like this, let's say I'm going to erase part of this I. I'm going to hold very strong right around the letter I, and then I'm just going to use little motions to erase it, right? I'm not going to go with big motions. If I don't hold the paper, or if I just hold it in one spot, you can see what happens. It doesn't really work very well, does it? So you just hold it on either side of where you want to erase, and you just make little motions, right? I'm going to put that back on there. Great. We're almost done with the first part of our lesson here. Now, I'm going to put my pencil and eraser back. I don't need them anymore. And now I'm going to take out my crayons. Now, friends, you can use any colors of crayons that you want. I have 24 here that I can use. I probably won't use them all, but what I want to show you is you are going to trace over your letters. And when you trace over your letters, you want to make sure that you're pressing pretty hard, all right? You don't want to just be like tickling. You see the difference? This one is really light. And when I press a little harder,
It's nice and dark. And that's what we want, right? We want it to be nice and dark. So I can even go over it a couple times. Sometimes it's kind of cool too to add a little bit more thickness to it. So what I'm going to do is I am going to go over all of my letters. And I'm going to use probably all different colors. Could you use the same color? Absolutely. Could you use 2 or 3 colors? You are absolutely correct. But I just, oops, look, I broke it. What I want you to do is just make sure that the color is nice and dark. All right, nice and thick. Now, I'm also going to use this white crayon. And what you're going to notice when we start painting next week is that it's going to be magic. So I'm going to make sure I make this nice. I won't be able to see it. It's going to be like kind of an invisible message. But I'm really coloring that white on there. And friends, I am just going to keep going and choose all the colors that I love in order to make my name. So I will keep going and fill this whole thing up. Now, when you're finished with your name, what I want you to do too is also just go over these lines, all right, with some color, and that will add a little bit more pizzazz to your artwork. So when we start painting next week, you are going to see the magic that's going to happen, all right? So I'm going to do the vertical lines, and I'm going to do the horizontal lines. And remember, I'm pressing with all my muscles. And I'm going to make, wait a minute, muscles? What are muscles? You know, your muscles. You're supposed to use your muscles when you press hard with your crayon. Huh. Well, if you say so, let me try. All right. So Marcel is going to work. He has to work a little bit harder. He doesn't have hands. So he is, oh, that was hard. And that crayon does not taste very good. Anyway, how'd I do? You did a good job, Marcel. It's nice and dark. Thank you. Bye. All right. I am going to keep going and finish this up. So remember to color all of your letters. I broke it again. Color all your letters and your lines. All right? And when you're finished with that, you can set it aside. And next week, we'll talk about how we're going to paint it. Okay? So today we are going to end by doing another mindfulness activity. So I want you to find some space for yourself. All right? And I want you to open your arms out really, really wide. Oh, and feel the stretch. Oh, your fingers are wiggling. And I want you to count. 1, 2, 3. Clap your hands one time. And then rub them together to make some energy. And now put your hands on your belly and take a deep breath in. And let it all out. Now open your arms wide, really, really, really wide again. Feel the stretch. And we're going to count. 1, 2, 3. Ooh, that was a good clap. And rub your hands together faster this time and feel that warmth. Friends, that is energy you're making with your hands.
And now put your hands over your heart. Take a long, deep breath in. And let it out. Friends, I hope you have a wonderful day and a great weekend. Well, actually, it's only Monday, isn't it? I hope you have a wonderful day and a great week. And when it comes to the weekend, I hope you have a great weekend too. Anyway, take care and be well. Bye.